Well, when you actually look at the reports, it was most consistently described as being dark, tall, hairy, and bipedal. Several of the witnesses had flat out stated that they had seen similar creatures in other places. And those creatures, if they were reported today, would have been called Bigfoot. And they said that what was running around Chickasha in this time frame was the same thing. The old Indian legends. The Indians in the area, these are the native tribes from that region, had stories about them. The Hitskabokihi from the Cheyenne, the Kadaja from the Caddo, Chipshurex from the Wichita, Kupsapol, the Kiowa, Maputs, Comanche. So the Indians were aware of these tall, black, hairy things running around. And it's important to note that not too far from Chickasha is the southeast edge of the Screaming Woods. These were historically marked on a map as the Screaming Woods in the 1800s. It's a thick stand across timbers that stretches from in between Chickasha and Anadarko all the way up to Hinton and Red Rock Canyon. Sightings occurred there in the 20s, they still do, but I don't think that's where the critter came from. There's another legendary monster in the area, the Kreiner creature. You go about 30 miles away from Chickasha to the east. And this creature has been seen a lot. The towns of Dibble, Cole, Washington, Blanchard, Purcell, and Lindsay. Again, Dibble's 25 miles east of Chickasha. Kreiner's 30 miles east of Chickasha. Now I said Tabler. That's important because Tabler's halfway in between. Now there are sightings of the Kreiner creature that have been claimed at Tabler too, in addition to the Chickasha critter. So, there very easily could be some kind of connection here. This is a picture of Dibble from 1904. That's my hometown. Not much has changed. Now these are years where the Kreiner creature was sighted that I've dug up. 1850 there was a sighting. 1861, 1867, 1871, 1873, 1889, 1890, 1894. You'll notice I got two of them in red. 1900 and 1924. 1935, 1935, 1945, 1949, 1955, 1966. Anybody notice anything about these? Why might I have those in red? 24 years apart. All these other sightings, about a decade apart. If that. Then all of a sudden there's a 20-year gap. Where did it go? Now let's look at the dates for the Chickasha critter sighting. The end of 1900, 1905, 1911, 1912, 1913, 1914, 1915, 1916, 1917, 1919, 1920. That kind of fits in that little hole, doesn't it? So we have to ask, what brought it to Chickasha? There had to have been a reason. Well, as it turns out, there seems to have been a perfect storm going on.